This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IPA Livecast. Dave Ellefson thinks it's pathetic that Dave Mustaine is still bitching about Metallica. If only Mustaine had an easy way to relieve stress. Like, I don't know, maybe pleasuring himself in front of fans. Oh, right. Our IPA Livecast starts now.
Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, yes, she did. Shannon Saint Mainframe coming in hot.
That's his next cameo that Dave's doing. Dave Mustaine.
Which Dave?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say it.
Yes.
Welcome to RIPL Livecast. We are coming in hot. Spring is in full effect here in the Northeast. And Sid is on location in the Southwest.
That's right. Little New Mexico trip.
What part of New Mexico?
Las Cruces,
Ooh,
home of
Las
New
Cruces,
Mexico
New
State
Mexico.
University.
Now, I know you went there before, and you visited the Breaking Bad sets, correct?
That was Albuquerque. That was
right. I just meant New Mexico.
Yeah.
But so you're going to eventually hit all the big cities in New Mexico.
Well, wherever my brother-in-law moves, we'll just follow him around. That's basically the reason we come here. I will say the Mexican food, top notch, fantastic. Can't
Well,
beat
is it better than in Mexico because it's New Mexico? Maybe
I can't compare. I've never been to old Mexico.
Oh, really?
Though I do miss the old Mexico. But we went to a Japanese restaurant yesterday, and I did order some sushi. And afterwards, after I placed the order, my brother-in-law was like, this is like a very landlocked place. It's not like this is going to be just prepare yourself because the fish is not going to be the freshest.
Yeah.
And it was not. It was among the worst sushi I've ever had, but I haven't been sick, so
that's good.
We'll say that.
I like that it's among the worst, meaning you can think of worse.
Right here in New York City?
Yeah, there's probably been convenience store level sushi that I tried at some point that was not great. And they did try to New Mexico-ize the sushi. Like the big thing in New Mexico is their chilies, the red and green chilies that they're very proud of. So some of the sushi items had like green chilies in it. And I was like, I'll get that. Maybe that'll be better. But
nope. Have you seen any Adobes?
Oh yeah. I mean, all the houses are in that style.
The tallest Adobes in the world, but it just don't feel the same.
They're not very tall. Like 2 stories is about the biggest I've seen.
But they are the tallest in the world.
All right, fair enough. It's like the tallest little person.
All right, never mind.
I'm curious about the Mexican food, the good Mexican food you had. Tell me really what are some highlights? What stands out compared to New York, which I think has almost underrated Mexican food because I feel like people knock it.
Again, the use of the chilies in everything is very good. They have a nice chili con carne with like potatoes and beef, and it's like salsa verde in there with the green chilies. That's very good. Basically, everywhere we go with the Mexican food, I've been getting like the combinations, which just gives you a little bit of everything, and I just gorge myself. It's very tasty. It's enchiladas and taquitos and tacos and rice and beans. It's all really good.
Sounds great.
I think today we're going to have a home-cooked meal. My brother-in-law, we're in town because he's graduating from a electrical engineering program at New Mexico State, so we're going to go to the graduation in a few hours. And then I think, even though it's his day, he's going to be cooking for us. And he's a very good cook, so that's going to be nice. But that's my weekend.
That sounds like a fun weekend. More fun probably than David Ellefson was having.
It's really the first I've heard of this, so I'm very excited.
Oh, well, let me load up the story here because this is pretty good. And also, I give Blabbermouth a lot of credit. They composed an excellent thumbnail, like an excellent featured image.
They look like they're wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, almost.
It's very
because Mustaine is wearing a Megadeth shirt, and this isn't a Megadeth. But
of course he is, by the way. Of course he is. And Ellefson nowadays would never wear a Megadeth shirt.
Right. And if you think about it, it's very in canon for Dave Mustaine to only be wearing Megadeth shirts, because why would he advertise another band? I guess he would advertise a band that his son Justice is managing. But
Now,
I
wait a
can't see
second.
him advertising any other band.
Now wait a second, Rob. Did you say he's only wearing a Megadeth shirt? Do we have this on good authority? Is his penis out at the moment?
Oh, I just mean as a top, as a t-shirt.
He'd wear nothing but Megadeth shirts as far as shirts go.
Right. Like he'll wear a button down or, like probably. I'm sure. I feel like his wife buys him like those dumb $800 Balenciaga type shirts or whatever. But I don't think that he's wearing, like, he's certainly not wearing a Metallica shirt.
Well, we don't know.
Would he wear an Anthrax or a Slayer shirt? Probably not. Who would he wear? Exodus? Like, whose shirt is Dave Mustaine wearing?
I think when he acts out his humiliation fetishes, he might be wearing a Metallica shirt.
No, I can't imagine him.
Not in public, he wouldn't.
I can't imagine anyone on his crew is allowed to wear a Metallica shirt.
No, I'm saying when he goes in his home and beats off in a corner somewhere.
At home
he's wearing a
Metallica.
Metallica.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, there's probably this makes sense. He's also wearing a Gibson shirt. He's wearing his endorsements.
He got paid to do that. He's on the largest podcast in the world. He probably was.
Yeah.
They paid him to do that. That doesn't count.
Well, he recently just signed with them in a controversial deal.
Why is it controversial?
Because
he started shitting on his. He started shitting on his previous brand,
which was what, Jackson?
Well, no, it was Jackson. Then he went to Dean, and then he's recently left Dean to go to Gibson.
Sid, how the hell do you know that? You can tell guitarists apart.
Oh no, because Noah had a Jackson because of Dave Mustaine. I think that's how Sid.
Probably.
Why Sid's right here? Why don't you let him answer? Jesus Christ, Rob.
No, I answer all.
God.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find not too many shirts of him wearing, not too many shots of him wearing a t-shirt. The rest is just like him in like a button down.
He's very stylish.
Okay. I guess here I put into the search quite literally Dave Mustaine wearing a t-shirt, and here he is as a kid wearing an Anthrax shirt. Okay, here he's wearing some Russian shirt.
Yeah, what does that say?
Svoboda.
Oh, Svoboda, like Ron Svoboda of the New York Mets.
It's like to free. No posers and a
Oh
Nikki
my
Sixx
God!
It's Kiss.
shirt.
Take that shirt off right now.
Gangrene.
He's like the Jets.
Oh.
But see, these
It's
are
an
all
old
shirts,
Boston hardcore band.
God, I figured it
Then
was
it's
a band.
just
It's funnier that
Yeah,
it was
it's
the
just
Jets.
Megadeth.
Yeah,
oh,
that would be very appropriate. Oh, look at this little snooty
Sam
face
Hain.
he's making.
He's like resting smell the fart face.
Oh, there he is. See, he's in a Jackson shirt right there. See?
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
that's an old one. Okay, here's a relatively newer. Is this a Motley Crue shirt? No.
I don't know what that is.
That's loudness.
Ah,
No, I don't know. I'm kidding.
This looks like an Affliction shirt.
oh God.
Great band.
And here he's in a Megadeth hoodie.
Okay.
So, anyway, to the story. Love that it's Ellefson being serious and Mustaine being like, "What the fuck are you on? What are you going on about?" So in a new interview, I'm so blown away by David Ellefson's lack of self-awareness. Then again, I also understand that, all he has going for him is agreeing to do interviews and saying something quote unquote controversial that a site like Blabbermouth will pick up. So he gets some publicity. So maybe somebody sees in that story that like, oh, he's actually putting out new music. Let me hear how embarrassing this is. Oh, it's actually very embarrassing. I feel that's probably it. Shifty Shortcake mentions Dave Mustaine is responsible for 43% of all Megadeth t-shirt sales.
It's like the right-wing book welfare when they put out a book and all the right-wing think tanks buy up all the books, so it looks like they have big numbers. That's what Dave's doing. Got to buy my own merch. No one else is gonna buy it. It's 2023.
Does he pay full price or is he getting it at cost?
Good question.
He probably pays full price because he can afford to. Because he wants those sale numbers to look good.
And most of that money comes back to him.
Yeah. So Ellefson was interviewed by Brazil's Heavy Talk, and was asked before he was fired from the group if he had spoken to Dave Mustaine about a solution. Now, for those of you who were living under a rock as to what happened, which, by the way,
lucky you.
May 2021, it's been 2 years. I feel like these 2 years just flew by.
Yeah. By the way,
they're really slow for Ellefson.
Yeah. He's still, every day stretches out to the horizon. No, by the way, I just want to point out the magazine Heavy Talk is about people in their 50s who've put on like 40 pounds. And Dave Ellefson didn't know. He thought it was like heavy music, so he agreed to this interview. All the questions were about their All the questions were about their his weight gain. Fortunately.
Very puffy.
Is
he only in his 50s? Oh wow, yeah, 58. I'd expect 60s.
Yeah, he looks it, but
yeah,
I'm right up all on top of all of these guys' ages.
Oh, be careful.
I purposely crafted that sentence that way.
So when asked if he's spoken to Mustaine about a solution before he was fired from the group, Ellefson responded, "I got one call. You're fired."
Fired.
Hold on, let me do this in my Ellefson voice. "I got one call. You're fired." And I said, "What the fuck, man?" That's not what he sounds like, but it's just like what it is in my head of like
squeaky man. Squeaky man.
"What the fuck, man? Some shitty fucking people just dropped a bomb on my house, and that's it? It's not even true. It's fucking bullshit. And This is how you treat me?" It was non-negotiable. I mean, I said, "I'm going to take care of it. Let me deal with it. And it'll be fucking done. We'll be ready to go on the road in 2 months and everything will be fine." And it was.
He sounds like when Trump is in his persecuted voice. They talk to this woman. They don't even know who she is. They put her right on television. Right on television. They don't know who she is. She could say anything.
Little known fact, it was E. Jean Carroll's granddaughter that outed Ellefson.
Oh no!
Oh, that approached him online all those months ago.
Listen to her for 2 seconds. She's saying crazy things. Makes no sense.
But Dave didn't want to know about it. I think he was getting. Dave didn't want to know about it. I think he was getting pressure from some of the other people around him, and it's too bad it went that way because it was really nothing. I took care of it. And then once the word came out that I was fired, then it turned into this big fucking thing, which quite honestly was very damaging and very hurtful and not fair.
Dave's the victim. Dave Ellefson's the victim here.
I'm glad I don't have that fucking amends on my shoulder because that was fucked up.
I don't have the what on my shoulder?
Amends.
I don't think he's using that word right.
I guess he means like he doesn't envy that Mustaine will have to make this up to him at some point.
Oh, I guess I could.
Or make it up to God.
Oh.
He'll have to answer to the Lord.
How exactly did he take care of it? He says he took care of it. What does that mean exactly?
Well, I think by taking care of it, he means he sued the woman. For whatever, because or he sued because it was revenge porn because the person leaked the video of him jerking off, which is illegal.
So he paid her off. Oh,
not paid her.
Settlement.
Well, no. What happened?
The settlement was she had to send nudes back to him now.
Okay.
No. So it wasn't the person that he was interacting with that leaked it. It was a friend of that person's, and then she published it without the person's consent, I guess. So he went after this friend who posted all of this information. And I don't know. I guess in his mind, he's vindicated because the woman was of age. Like nothing of the fact that he's married and he's,
technically legal.
Yeah. Even though he's a person of God. So
I have
anyway,
to say, I get very
go ahead.
nervous when Dave Ellefson starts saying he's going to take care of something. I just feel like his pants should drop right immediately, right after that. Just start whacking
taking care of himself,
taking care of business. Just rub one out.
And so there's more to the quote.
Oh, really?
He goes, "Look, I have no choice but to have to forgive it so I can move on. I really don't."
Okay.
I love that he has no choice but to forgive. Like nothing of the fact, like he has no repenting to do, only forgiving.
Never mentioned his wife.
So I don't know what more to say about it other than that. Look, at some point, the damage is done, so you move on. We're all human, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I love it.
You know, it is what it is. What it is a almost 60-year-old man pulling his pee-pee out on a cam.
On a 17-year-old girl, yeah.
Like,
even if she's of it, even if it's legal, like even if it's by the books legal, there is still something very wrong with this.
Yes, creepy.
Morally.
You know what he really wants to say, and he can't say it. I think he's so frustrated that he can't just say, "I'm a fucking rock star. I'm allowed to do this shit." Like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
He's sort of tap dancing around that, I feel.
Yeah, and no one's calling him out on it, I feel. Or like asking, like leading the question that way, in the sense of like, well, hey, what about the fact that this girl that you were talking to is younger than your daughter? How would you feel if one of your buddies from Exodus was fucking FaceTiming with your daughter, showing her your schlong?
Exactly.
Do you want your daughter
with a better band?
Do you want your daughter to see Gary Holt's schlong? I think not.
Like she hasn't already. Come on.
Yeah, seriously. He comes over and hangs out at the pool. She's seen him changing.
And when he hangs out, he literally hangs out. But like he's probably like, Ted Nugent was literally fucking 12-year-olds. What did I do that was so wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have no choice but to forgive it so I can move on. I really don't.
Is this you talking or Dave now? Just checking.
This is Hi, it's me, David Ellefson.
It's very similar.
I don't know. Look, at some point, the damage was done. So you move on. We're all human, and it is what it is. You can't lament it. You can't lament it, yet you're talking about it in every fucking interview. Like, if you really want to move on, just be like, look, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's just discuss the music I'm promoting.
But then that's the end of the interview.
But he's literally lamenting and then lamenting about how you can't lament it.
Yeah.
I've watched how he's treated his dismissal from Metallica, still bitching about it 40 years later, and I think it looks fucking pathetic.
Oh, man.
Got a point there, Dave. I'll say.
And it's like, you know what? Fix your shit and move on.
He's reeling me back in here. He lost me in the beginning. But.
Fix your shit and move on. And that's how I've chosen to deal with it. Fix your shit and move on. And that's why I put out 4 records in the time the last fucking Megadeth record came out. And I think every one of them are as good or better than the latest Megadeth record.
How your voice,
it's a low bar.
Eventually, Rob, your impression is going to be only audible to dogs. It's like higher and higher as you go. I don't think you have much room left.
I think...
Speaking of things Dave Mustaine complains about.
I can't believe he's I can't believe he's like with a straight face could say, look, I've just put out 4 records in 2 years and they're all better than this Megadeth record.
I
love that.
Have you heard the Megadeth record? I have. It's possible.
I've heard the Ellefson singles too, and oof.
Where is he putting these albums out? He's got 4 albums. I haven't heard a single fucking note of any of these albums. Where are they? Yeah.
I think it's on Spotify. He has some like hard rock band now.
It's like all on the same place that I get these fucking bands for Death or No Death. Just like it's one track online and buried somewhere.
And part of it is I'm working with great people. Whether they're famous or not, it doesn't matter. I'm working with good people. They're safe. They're reliable. They're truly men of integrity.
Just wait 30 years. And start fucking throwing you under the bus like Dave did. Can we see the Spotify numbers for this so-called album that he released? Just one of them, like the latest one, or the first of the four. I want to see because it had more time to accumulate views. Well, how many does it have?
Okay, so one of his bands is
one of his bands.
This is from multiple different bands.
There's two bands, I guess.
I have so many good bands that they all love me. It's so good that I change bands every 2 months and do a new album.
So many new daughters of my bandmates that I can.
He's High Pitch Eric.
I'm High Pitch Dave.
So this is one of the bands.
It's got 50% of the letters in the word "dick" is in his band. Just pointing that out.
In the Hall of the Hanging Serpents is the only one, but that song has 185,000 spins, which is nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's
and that's the best one. That's the best one.
Yeah, the others have like 20,000. The other artist is an artist called Lucid, which not good.
Lucid. How do you feel about those accusations?
I might have to sue him. Get him right back into court.
You'll have to disrobe and show the evidence.
It's not just Lucid; it's the Lucid.
The Lucid.
Maybe that's better.
So let's see.
Wait, don't turn that sound down because Dave Ellefson's gonna come running over to your crib and try to shoot a video. There's sounds of kids in the background where Sid is.
Sorry about that.
I would never call out that there was noise except that it's a Dave Ellefson joke, and I thought.
Well, see, I wasn't sure if that was the background of Sid or just Darren playing sound effects. You could never tell.
It's the opening track to this album.
All these guys in the Lucid look like they're in their like late 20s, except for this guy in the middle.
Really? I was gonna say that guy's looking a little haggard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't look. None of these guys look lucid at all.
I think the guy in the hat is Don Imus. I don't know why he's in the band.
They might be lucid in the sense that they're lucid dreaming because they're all asleep right now.
Yeah, and these numbers are hot. These are hot.
Oh my god!
The biggest song has 95,000.
Oh.
Maggot Wind, but the rest have
Maggot Wind.
There's a song called Mumps.
What are these songs? These are just all the things that he refused to be vaccinated for. There's a rubella song, whooping cough song.
No, it's like his new girlfriend had to miss high school because she had the mumps.
Oh.
And so he wrote a song for her.
And she was his muse? Is that what
yeah.
Okay.
He wrote the note to the school to excuse her absence, and then he just set that to music.
Hey, you got to get your inspiration somewhere.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth. He took her to get some ice cream sodas one day.
She skinned her knee and she was really sad.
Yeah.
Fell off her trike.
Would you like some ice cream or would you like another cameo? I mean, webcam video.
It's a kind of cream.
Oh. Blah.
Does Ellefson have anything else to say, Rob?
Yes, I do. You'd only mention 2 of my 4 bands that are better than Megadeth.
So he's talking about his bandmate and how whether they're famous or not doesn't matter. I'm working with good people. They're safe. They're reliable. They're truly men of integrity, and I think that really makes a big difference. I feel safe around them, and the creative process is fun. It's not restrictive. It's unlimited. And so this creative explosion has happened. Whoa, buddy.
He likes explosions.
No.
Whether anyone hears the music is immaterial. Doesn't matter. We're making it, and that's what counts.
You'd almost say that this project is masturbatory.
Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. In a metaphorical sense, I mean. Don't want any more legal troubles.
He has this one quote. I mean, look, when I mean, look, I knew 3 things when I met Dave.
Yes.
One, our stressful. 2, it was going to be a lot of work. And 3, one day, this is going to end really badly.
Well, and 4, don't touch Dave Mustaine's personal Coke stash. I learned that the hard way.
So how could he even be mad at Dave if he knew this was coming all along? Shouldn't he be mad at himself?
He's just saying. All he's doing is saying that Dave Mustaine needs to get over fucking Metallica already, you son of a bitch.
Jerk.
And let me back in the band. Like, it's funny he's saying this stuff, but like if Dave Mustaine called him tomorrow and be like, hey, I need you back in the band. The guy we have as the bass is sick. Do you think Ellefson would be like, I'm only coming if you're giving me an apology? Or is Ellefson going to be like, I'll be there, sir. Like, I'll be there right away.
Just this one time. No, I think the funny thing about... Oh, sorry, guys. That's my version of the kid screaming. The funny thing is that he is the Dave Mustaine to Megadeth that Dave Mustaine is to Metallica.
Yes, and that's the ironic thing is he's telling Mustaine to get over Metallica. Meanwhile, every fucking interview he does, he has to talk about quitting Megadeth. Like, all right, so you fucking move on, bitch. Move on now.
That's sort of Dave Mustaine's gift. Is he's so traumatized by what Metallica did to him that he does that exact thing to every musician who's ever worked with him. That once they're kicked out of Megadeth, every interview they do for the rest of their career has to feature some Dave Mustaine talk.
Yeah,
whether they like it or not. So he's just kicking that can down the hill.
I'd much rather talk about African women and plugs in their vagina.
Oh no. Ellefson wants to talk about that too?
Yes. I'm saying he picks up whatever Dave does. That's what we were saying.
He has to answer for the sins.
Yeah.
Has Dave Mustaine come out to defend Lars Ulrich yet, like Jason Newsted did this week?
Oh, no. He hates Lars. He would disagree with Jason. But basically, I don't want to read the quote, but Jason was essentially like, hey, all these people bitching about Lars, like Metallica wouldn't be the big band that they are without him and his knowledge of like what European metal bands to rip off or whatever, that he was
so
like.
What does that matter? Like that they're not complaining that he's not knowledgeable. They're complaining that he's an asshole. Right? I mean,
is it that he's an asshole or is it that he's a bad drummer?
Okay, now you got to make me fucking look up the quote, you piece of shit.
He is a bad drummer, but
fucking shit.
I mean, objectively speaking, he is one of the creative forces behind Metallica, even if his drumming is bad. Like he wrote half.
But I don't know if you could say his like he might not be the best drummer, but to say he's a bad drummer, I don't know if I would agree with that.
I agree with that. I think he's fine for what it is. Like they're not a fucking super technical band and all that. Like it sounds good to me. I hear all these drummers saying like he's so fucking awful. I can hear it. Like I hear how he's not up to par with like great drummers. I hear it, but I don't really give a shit that much, to be honest.
Yeah, and also the amount of drummers that he influenced just by being in Metallica, like I think that gives him a bit of credit with like how good a drummer he could. Like obviously there's some talent there to be able to influence so many other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was Newsted was on a radio show, Let There Be Talk. And during the chat with host Dean Del Rey.
Oh, okay.
That's a comedian, right?
Is it?
I don't know. Ulrich's drumming came up, and the host noted how the Metallica co-founder's skills are consistently called into question, while lesser-known musicians reap heaps of accolades for their own skills. And Newsted responds, anybody that says that is a fucking idiot. They have no idea what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. The depth of this guy, his foresight, his comprehension of what the hell was going on when he was 21, 22, 23. Seriously? So if you can't play the same fill as Dave Lombardo, whoever the fuck you pick today, so what? Look at the scoreboard, motherfucker. Do not talk shit about that guy. He's way ahead of you in most things. I promise you that. I promise you.
All right, so my criticism holds up then, because he's defending Lars Ulrich by saying something wholly unrelated to what point of the criticism was.
Yeah.
He's not saying that nobody who says he's a bad drummer says that he's not like creative or, all that other shit, whatever the fuck he just said. They're just saying he can't play the drums properly.
Yes, that's fair. That's true, and
He's
it's fair.
he's basically saying Lars is very rich, so he shouldn't be criticized.
Right.
Yeah, look at all this money he made. Obviously, he's got to be good at it. That's basically what he's saying.
But I think Metallica is also like creatively well regarded too. Overall,
yeah, and I think
exactly
right. Like the songwriting is him and James together, Lars and James. So he should get credit for that.
It certainly isn't Jason Newsted. He didn't let him do shit.
And yet he's like the opposite of a former Megadeth band member.
Yes.
He's out of the band.
He's still the biggest cheerleader, yeah.
Because he made that paper. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's still getting great royalties. He's set. His life is set. And leaving Metallica was the best thing for his life. Yeah. Like, there would always be that weird, the relationship with him and the other guys.
The new kid.
And like that would never go away no matter how much collective therapy they did. He already has his money. His life fell apart. Like, I think he got divorced or whatever, so he could figure himself out. He's doing literally whatever the fuck he wants.
And
he could Jason Newsted.
He could put out 18 records with 17 different bands, just like Dave Ellefson, but doesn't have to go fucking begging for publicity. He could just be Jason Newsted, and they all get airplay and shit.
Because people actually like him.
Right. And the music's pretty good. I haven't heard any Dave Ellefson, but I can't imagine it's any good.
No.
Probably. No. I would guess not. Even if Rob had not done that.
The Mump song. Tremendous. I'm calling it now. Next year's Super Bowl halftime. Ellefson.
The Mump
doing
song.
Mumps with Rihanna.
Ellefson at the Super Bowl just being like, "Get over Metallica, Mustaine." Just in the middle of the Super Bowl. He wins.
And now, here's my next song. Please excuse Kathy from 12th grade math. From her final. She had to go on a family excursion. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We got to get that woman on the show, Rob.
Yeah. Kathy.
Pull some strings.
Signed, Kathy's father.
Yeah, you present with a note saying she's allowed to be on our show.
So, I want to change things up a little bit. The week in politics. There's a big week for Donald J. Trump, allowed back on CNN.
Oh, God.
The same network that essentially called him the Antichrist after the January 6th riot. Suddenly, it's like, oh, well, let's let him be. We need to share both sides of the political aisle, as if we haven't heard his side enough. But, I don't want to get too into the weeds with the politics. I just want to play this one particular clip because of the way he says vagina.
Oh, boy.
Because it's too good not to share, and so I'm going to share it. And so, to give the context, he's being asked about a sexual harassment trial, which had just concluded.
Sexual assault trial.
Yeah, not harassment.
Assault trial. I'm sorry, sexual assault trial. Thank you. And it said that Trump did assault this woman, but did not rape her. And this woman alleged that he cornered her in a department store.
Pinned her against the wall. He pinned her against
the wall at Bergdorf Goodman. And raped her. And so
don't even shop there.
Well, that's essentially what he said. So let's play his response, and he's basically doing a comedy bit while defending himself from rape accusations. It's dark.
It's surreal.
It's dark, folks.
Usually you leave office, you say, "I'm sorry, but I'm going to back home. I'm back home to my family and everything. I'm going to be resigned." My poll numbers went up, and they went up with the other fake charge.
Here it comes.
Because what's happening is they're doing this for election interference. This woman, I don't know her. I never met her. I have no idea who she is. I had a picture taken years ago with her and her husband, nice guy, John Johnson. He was a newscaster, a very nice man. She called him an ape. Happens to be African American. Called him an ape.
Oh, my God.
The judge wouldn't allow us to put that in. her dog.
Hold on. The judge would allow us to put. I love when he does that like soft voice, like I'm so innocent here.
Very nice man. He happened to be African American. Very nice man, though. I usually don't like African American people because I'm Donald Trump. But he was nice.
African American. Called him an ape. The judge wouldn't allow us to put that in. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. The judge wouldn't allow it to put that in.
Excuse me?
But with her, they can put in anything. Access,
This
Hollywood,
was a jury of...
The dog's name.
Nice
Or the
Josh
cat,
Johnson
one of
was
them.
a newscaster, very nice man. She called him an ape. Happens to be African American. Called him an ape. The judge wouldn't allow us to put that in. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina. Or her cat was named Vagina.
Keep playing it, Derek.
Vagina. 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 Vagina, 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 vagina.
Yeah. I love how the newscaster, this is one of my favorite parts of this, is that she doesn't crack. They got somebody who is like so into the Trump is like the biggest evil of the world, the biggest shit stain since Adolf Hitler on history. She doesn't crack. She doesn't laugh. She just sits there like I am covering Idi Amin right now. Like she just nothing. Stone face. How do you not laugh at that?
Vagina.
It's so absurd.
God.
Vagina, vagina.
Vagina. Her cat was named Vagina.
Vagina.
Very cute, very hot cat. Little droopy face.
So if the judge had allowed that into evidence, what would that prove?
Yeah.
Goes to credibility, sir.
Like, I don't know. Like, what does it prove that she's horny? So she couldn't have been raped because she's horny and wanted it. Like
the
what?
dog?
And not defending Trump, but I think what he's trying to say in his Trump speak is that she's a nut, like she's crazy, and so she was racist to her husband. She named her cat a weird thing, and like,
Maybe
and she
the husband named the cat that.
I was watching when she did the media tour, like she does. I'm not saying she wasn't raped, but she does give she's very all over the place, I would say. Have you seen any of the interviews with her?
I have not.
So I think he's trying to use that to say like she's not credible because she's loopy or whatever.
She will never see a single dime of that $5 million. He will appeal that until she is in the dirt.
Yes.
It is funny to see him describe the events.
All of these things but with her, they can put in anything. Access
Hollywood.
Oh, this part is like an encapsulation of exactly why this whole thing was. I don't want to say a bad idea, like they knew exactly what they were doing, but like this shows the power of giving Trump free reign on primetime television, even with the intent of like, we're going to get this tough woman reporter to fact check it. Like, you can't fact check his steamrolling of bullshit. And so she brings up the Access Hollywood tape, which again, I want to put into context. We've had so much time pass. I feel at that time, I think we discussed this last week, there was like half a second where people were like, he needs to drop out, where Paul Ryan was like, he needs to drop out. Like this was treated like the worst thing he could have possibly ever done.
And also,
which is so funny now in the context, it's like totally forgotten about. But go ahead,
this
Darren.
was 3 weeks before the election.
Yeah.
He got caught admitting to rape on an audio tape, proudly bragging that he raped people, broadly just raped people 3 weeks before the election.
Yes,
And
and Billy Bush
else.
never seen from again. Okay, so here is this brave CNN reporter confronting him on this.
9 people who found you liable of sexual abuse. Do you think that will deter women from voting for you?
No, I don't think so, because I think the whole thing, just so you understand.
I want to point out, let me give you a tip, reporters. If you preface any question to Donald Trump, like, here's this shitty thing that you did, do you think this will prevent X from voting for you? 100% of the time, he's gonna say no.
No.
You're never gonna get him on this.
By the way, hold on. Let's remove Trump from this. Put who is going to answer that? Anything but
right?
No.
Like one person
Joe
would
Biden.
say yes.
Actually, now that you put it that way, maybe I need to rethink things. I've never
such a
considered
bad
it.
question.
Joe Biden, do you think people will see your dementia and not vote for you? No, I think they're going to vote for me. I think it's great. People love my dementia, Jack. What are you talking about? People love my dementia. Just get out of the room. Shut up. You're crazy.
Ready?
Come on, man.
I never met this woman. I never saw this woman. This woman said I met her
Except
at
for
the
when I
front door
posed
of Bergdorf
for that
Goodman.
picture with her in the room with me right after meeting her and seeing her.
Yeah.
I pose with a lot of people, Sid. I pose with everybody, all kinds of people, all people.
And I met her at the front door of Bergdorf Goodman, which I rarely go into other than for a couple of charities. I met her in the front door.
I love that he's like, I rarely go in there, but I don't want to knock them. It's a wonderful establishment for a few charities I've got in there.
I love the hand motion. Yeah, it sucks, but I had to do it, but it's great. I love the hand motion. I went in there, and we were inside, and we went all around. We went into the back room. We went into the front room. We did the YMCA.
She was about 60 years old, and this is like 22,
She was
23
60.
years ago.
Face
I
was
met her in the
drooping.
front door of Bergdorf Goodman. I was immediately attracted to her, and she was immediately attracted to me.
This is him
And we-
recounting what she said.
Yeah. I love the way he tells story, like with his sarcastic tone, like I was immediately attracted to this 60-year-old bag. You know?
Please, have you seen my wife?
Have you seen my mistresses?
Yes. The same ones that Dave Ellefson is. He gets them after they age out of Epstein Island. He has dibs on the next tier, the 17-year-olds.
Had this great chemistry. We're walking into a crowded department store. We had this great chemistry, and a few minutes later, we end up in a dressing room of Bergdorf Goodman, right near the cash register.
They stacked the audience with Trump people.
It sounds
Yeah.
like it.
That was one of his demands, that the audience has to be Trump supporters, which it's like, what? Why are you agreeing to this?
They don't
what
care.
Do you expect to happen?
Their ratings are in the
ratings.
toilet.
Yeah.
And since Trump left, they have to do this.
One that was open. She found one. She learned this at trial. She found one that was open. What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room?
Playing hanky-panky.
This
This is a fucking match game? What the?
Also, I love that the woman's a slut for playing hanky-panky. He's not a slut.
But he's
For
never
being
met her, Rob,
hanky-panky.
so
Right.
there's no slut to be had.
But what kind of woman would do that? Only a slut.
Yeah.
Didn't do the hanky-panky, Robert. Didn't do it.
I did do the hanky-panky. Didn't do the hokey-pokey. Never put my left foot in. Don't even think about putting my left foot out.
Never
Turn
met the
around.
Harry Duty. Never saw
Married
Harry
man or not,
Houdini.
John.
Anyway.
Our country's in great shape. Things are going to be fine.
Yes.
I do love also that he's been doubling down on the Access Hollywood tape. That's what I was talking about earlier. So let me just play this one quick clip and then we'll be out of here.
There was a tape deposition of you from October, and you defended the comments that you made on that Access Hollywood tape about being able to grab women how you want. Do you stand by those
Vagina.
comments?
I said if you're famous and rich or whatever I said, but I said if you're a star, you are, and I said women let you. I didn't say you grab. I said women let. You didn't use that word, but if you look.
Wait, hold on.
women
He
let-
did say what he's saying here is accurate, but he also said I don't even wait. I just kiss them. I
Yeah,
don't even
you can
wait.
grab them by the exactly.
Right. He said they let you grab them by the pussy. That part is not admitting to rape. But when he says I just grab him and kiss him and I don't even wait, that's illegal. You can't just you have to wait for consent, right? Am I wrong?
He's of the philosophy that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
It's working. I mean, he's not in prison.
And he also doesn't ask for forgiveness.
That's true. Bonus.
Let you. Now, they said, will you take that back? I said, look, for a million years, this is the way it's been. I want to be honest. This is the way it's been. I can take it back if you'd like to, but if you're a famous person, if you're a star, and I'm not referring to myself, I'm saying people that are famous, people that are
You were
stars,
asked in the deposition,
people
do you
that are
consider
rich,
yourself to be a star,
people
and you
that are
said yes.
powerful. They tend to do pretty well in a lot of
Wow, she really got him there. In the deposition, you said you were a star. Boom, roasted. You're done.
Yeah. Contradiction much?
different ways, okay? And
Anyway, all right, let's get out of here. That's enough.
It was Pants on Fire. That one was rated, Rob. Pants on Fire.
Moving on to another cult of personality.
vagina.
Oh.
Yeah, let's get into some vagina transitions as we move on to this.
Vagina.
One more.
Okay.
One more.
Vagina. 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 Vagina.
Yes. Thank you. All right, I want to play this clip. So now, Hulk Hogan, disgraced WWE Hall of Famer, Hulk Hogan.
From one disgraced WWE Hall of Famer to the next we go.
Yes.
But one who can still get work and one who can't.
I want to actually play a few clips because this just reminded me of another clip that I want to play. So Hulk Hogan, now that he basically can't get many bookings, WWE only wheels him out occasionally now, very selectively, because most crowds boo him.
And literally they wheel him out because he can't walk.
He's had quite a few hip replacements.
Oh.
So he has a restaurant.
He still has that restaurant?
A new
Yes,
one, I think.
of course. I believe, it closes, he opens a new one. But the Hulk Hogan Hangout Bar and Grill is going very well, relatively speaking. And apparently, I guess they have these meet and greets. And an indie wrestler, Joey Janela, actually recently trolled Hulk Hogan. And they have these meet and greets, and they have these karaoke nights where Hulk Hogan judges the karaoke. Oh. And this indie wrestler, Joey Janela, lovely fella, Joey Janela, he went undercover, which it's not like Hogan would recognize him, let's be honest. But,
were you familiar with this man's work before this video? Or no?
Yes. Yeah. He's if you follow indie wrestling, you definitely know him. He's good. He's good. Yeah, he has the usually the most fun show of WrestleMania weekend. It's called Joey Janela's Spring Break. And he books a lot of fun, weird, he'll fly in a wrestler from the 90s or the 80s, and it's a clusterfuck, but in a good way.
Okay.
So anyway, it turns out Hogan has these karaoke parties hosted by his son Nick.
Oh, no.
Who really the fruit of Hogan's loins.
Does anyone die at these events?
Yes.
I was gonna say the thing that Hulk Hogan's son, is most famous for, if we're not counting their failed reality show, is Nick Hogan is famous for getting in a terrible car accident. I think he was drunk driving.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
A terrible accident where he was drunk driving, and the person in the passenger seat of his car, a army veteran or some sort of military veteran, was terribly deformed and permanently bound to a wheelchair. His skull was his family posted a video, and it was so traumatizing to see what Hogan did to this fucking poor kid because he was driving drunk. And he did a few months in jail, a little bit of community service, and he's out. He's fine. He's hosting these fucking dumbass karaoke parties. That's what Nick Hogan was doing.
I was going to say, I think you can count the reality show, and that still becomes the number one thing that he was famous for, is the car accident.
That's fair. He's more famous for
You don't
this.
have to leave that aside.
Yeah.
Well, so Joey Janela showed up, and I think I want to play this just to set the mood on what Hogan's hangout is like.
Where's Joey the Florida Man?
He looks so much like Hulk Hogan. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, man. You can either.
And this is the wrestler Joey Janela performing as Joey the Florida Man.
Or you can chug it. It's up to you.
And also, I want to point out for longtime wrestling fans, that is Brian Knobs of the Nasty Boys, directly behind.
He
Eating
looks
a
like
plate
Larry
of nachos.
Bird. He looks like fat Larry Bird. What happened?
All I keep like when Joey Janela starts singing his karaoke, it's so hard to pay attention to Joey Janela because all I see is Brian Knobs and Hulk Hogan eating in the background.
I'll stand with Tucker Carlson. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon, everyone.
Oh,
Not
here
much
we
of
go.
a reaction. Interesting.
Yeah, surprising.
Let me ask a question now. Is Hulk Hogan eating his own restaurant's burgers the same as Dave Mustaine buying his own band's shirts?
Well,
No, because Hulk Hogan is not paying a dime for this stuff. Hulk Hogan, it's not like he invested any money into this. Hulk Hogan invested his name into this, and he comes and he gets a free meal. He gets that. He's like, oh, I get a free meal. All I have to do is judge a karaoke contest. Sure. I think also in a way it's a little sad. I don't know if sad. It's very sad because it's like this is the top pro wrestling star of the 80s, and he's so desperate for that last clinging of attention that he will literally roll out of bed, put on his fucking Bret Michaels toupee, bandana combination,
Yeah,
and fucking go sit just to get the cheers of like 30 Floridians at a
and
karaoke
free
contest.
burgers, Rob.
And free burgers. Yeah, it's
I just
very
ate
sad.
15 cheeseburgers. I feel like a pig.
And also feeding his best friend Brian Knobs. So I guess that there is some altruism here.
Now, I want to say also, him eating the burgers is not like Dave Ellefson, but him wearing the NWO shirt is, I think.
Yeah, well, you could buy. There's all this Hogan merch you could buy at the Hogan Hangout, of course. Yeah. So he's pimping all the stuff out that you could buy there.
Let me know if you think another Brian that Brian Knobs looks like is Brian Posehn. You see that?
Who's that more offensive to?
Yeah, I think that's offensive to Brian Posehn.
Well, listen, I didn't say either one of them was ugly.
Let's go. Do you think Hogan knows what "Let's Go, Brandon" means?
Not a chance.
No,
Really?
you don't think so?
I think he's oblivious to that.
Yeah.
He might know who Trump is, but not or Biden, but not that meme.
Okay.
Is Hogan eating shrimp? He just put lemon on something. What is he? What is he eating?
And it looks like the Nasty Boy is eating like chicken tenders with a fork, maybe? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, some share plates were brought over. I love that Nick Hogan also taking a break. Why is this by the karaoke thing? Why don't they think to like go behind the curtain or something?
It's an ad for how good the food is. Look at them. They can't even stop chomping.
Look at that face. Just watching them eat. So
is he barfing?
He's living his life, baby.
Hogan pointing back with a fork.
I believe also this is his Hogan's girlfriend, who's the Scientology person who's getting him into Scientology.
Yeah, they're going to shut this down once he gets into the Scientology for real. They can't have their stars doing something this bottom of the barrel. Oh my God. This is so strange.
A++. So now, and he steals a fry too. I love that.
He got a tater skin. I like that Hogan's drinking water with his.
Is Nick Hogan a server at this restaurant?
I was just gonna say,
he just brought Brian Knobs a fucking plate of mac and cheese.
So strange.
Hey, Nick, can I get another water, please?
This is in Florida, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's in Tampa.
We need to make a field trip and go to one of these nights. And Rob, you need to sing.
I'm not 49 anymore.
Oh, that's right. We can do
Dad,
an
you
Amtrak.
can take. Yeah, you take the 21-hour Amtrak. We'll take a flight
anymore. This restaurant.
This is wild.
Yeah, this is good. This
He
is
will
good.
not
This
like.
is-
I can't trust this man's judgment of the karaoke. He's too busy eating. He's not focused.
Yeah, and it feels like he's playing with his food. Like he keeps sifting a lot. Like, eat everything, buddy.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair in the mac and cheese, so he's got to with the fork. He's got to weed out all the hairs.
Look at
Hulk
this,
Hogan
the
beard
DJ with the fedora.
I think we know that. Isn't that Pepe? Is that not Rob's friend Pepe? He's DJing. Man, that guy really gets around.
There is a resemblance. It's very hard work.
I do see the resemblance, truly.
How would you feel if it turned out that this was his new gig? If he was
Hogan needed a
DJing
coffee.
at the Hulk Hogan karaoke nights, Rob?
I'd be a
Would you
little jealous. A little jealous.
He finally found a way to stick it to you.
That was your lane,
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've experienced that, now we see
There's more?
this is how Hulk Hogan and his son promote these events. They love doing Friday night events.
Oh boy.
This Friday night, the first ever Hulk Hogan tropical bikini contest.
Oh no.
Is he the one wearing the bikini, or?
Get them all oiled up.
And this is cash money, folks. $2,000 for first place.
It's actually just a
1,000
gift certificate to the restaurant. $2,000 worth of buffalo wings.
So let's hear these guys hype it up.
Oh, I got some crazy news to drop on you guys today because Clearwater Beach has been on.
This is like watching Donald Trump Jr. do one of those political videos where it's like, why is he sounding like his dad?
But his
He
dad
doesn't talk
wouldn't be
like
in
that.
the video with him. He's smart enough
Right.
to at least get the hell out of that room. Hulk's
Well,
just standing right there.
Hulkster needs to soak up all the attention he can get.
Ay.
Fire all year long, and spring break just brought so much momentum to Clearwater Beach that we just can't stop. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Tell them what's going on. We know it's like spring break never ends. I thought it would be over.
Hulk Hogan, you are 70 years old. Why are you talking about spring break?
Yeah, it ended for you a long time ago. You're just not aware of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought it would slow down a little bit, but when I go see Handsome Ron at Hulk Hogan's beach shop, they're strutting through the aisles at my beach shop in itsy bitsy teeny weeny bikinis. And then when I go over to Hulk Hogan's hangout, trying to get my ham and eggs, my breakfast, my lunch,
Gotta
or my
put
dinner,
food into it.
I love that he says he only eats at the Hulk Hogan hangout because he doesn't want to spend money on food. He's like, oh, I can go eat at this place for free.
I love this
Hulk
freeze
Hogan-
frame where it looks like he might have accidentally shit himself and just realized it. Like, oh no! Oh no! Oh no, brother!
Oops, I shit my pants. Remember that SNL sketch? Oops, I
Yes.
crapped my pants.
That's what, that ham and eggs just kicked in for Hulkster.
Ham and eggs in my pants, dude.
I'm just going to tweet the screenshot with oops, I crapped my pants. So check out RP Livecast for the screenshot. Oops, I crapped my pants. But let's watch a little more of this.
or just whatever time of day it is, the bikini circle keeps circling Hogan's Hangout, Hulk Hogan's beach shop, Hulk Hogan's Hangout, and everywhere I go, people get their bikinis on. So summer,
Yeah,
spring
because they're
break,
in Florida,
never ends.
dipshit.
So since I can't beat them, I decided I would go ahead and join them.
He wants to
But you
beat
know
women
what?
in bikinis,
I went.
Yeah, like what?
but he's legally barred from doing so. So rather have a contest.
Fourth place gets a leg drop.
I got a few left in my coccyx, brother.
Oh,
What you gonna
Go
do?
ahead and put my money where my mouth is, Jack.
Oh.
Because this Friday, the only place to be, without a doubt, this Friday on Clearwater Beach, the only thing going down is Hulk Hogan's Tropic.
Literally the only thing happening in town this Friday in Clearwater Beach.
Bikini
The
contest.
only thing going down is the
first
skin on
ever
his steroid
Hulk Hogan's
arms there.
Tropic Bikini contest. and starting at 8 p.m. Friday night at Hulk Hogan's Hangout. We're having all the girls, all the bodies of the gods, of the beautiful ladies come into Hogan's Hangout with their string bikinis on. Street legal by the Clearwater Police Department.
What?
No doubt about it. But they're going to come in with all their bikinis on
Make sure
at
they're
8 p.m.
legal.
They're going to sign in and check things out at Hogan's Hangout. They're all going to get ready because after they sign up at 8 p.m., at 9 p.m., Hulk Hogan's Tropic Bikini Contest kicks off, brother, and the winner gets $2,000. All hundos, brother.
All hundos.
Wow.
For the
Wow.
best looking lady in a two-piece bikini. Second place gets $1,000. Third place gets $500. And after it's all said and done, brother, Nick Hogan's gonna get the table spinning. We're having Hulk Hogan's beach party all night long, and they're gonna be dancing all night in bikinis. So what you're gonna do, Nick Hogan, when the bikini party, Hogan's Hangout, starting at 8 p.m., runs wild on you, I'm gonna get some spectacles on, brother. I'm gonna check everything out. Whoa!
Can you
Whoa.
imagine? Can you imagine if that was your and let's say he wasn't Hulk Hogan, just your 70-year-old father doing something that cringy, and you are doing anything other than running out of the room and be like, "Dad, shut the fuck, turn the camera off." He's standing there like looking at this as if he's the proudest son in the whole world.
He's
That's what gets
doing
me.
the same thing.
I-
He might even be
I think
cringier in the video.
even more. I think it's even cringier because his son is thinking, "I hope my dad is proud of me. I hope he digs how I'm doing this double bicep pump."
Yeah.
You know, like Hulk Hogan. By the way, show him some respect. He is not 70 years old. He is 69 years old.
Oh.
Nice,
The perfect age, brother, dude. Jack.
for a bikini contest, brother.
So did this contest happen? Is there footage of the
I guess
results?
it happened. I happened yesterday, theoretically.
I love when he says they're gonna run in a circle, and now they're scrambling to get away from you, and they're not sure which
Hold
direction
on.
to run.
They're really pushing this thing hard because they cut another promo yesterday afternoon in the parking lot. And I think with this lighting, first of all, you see how not tanned his son is.
Is that
and
Dave
how-
Davidson?
I can
Well,
see
like
it.
former Livecast.
It looks like a bloated Dave Davidson,
Yes.
to be fair.
Yeah, like a roided up. Like if he did the Tim Lambesis treatment.
But like Hogan looks like what? How could I? He looks like a freeze dried apricot. You know, like he looks
Like a dehydrated?
dehydrated. Yes, thank you. Like a dehydrated apricot. He looks so dried out. It's brutal. Let's hear this promo.
Maniacs, listen up because
Hold on, let me bump up the volume a bit. Maniacs, listen up.
yo, maniacs,
Wait, if you listen very closely, you could hear a girlfriend going, "Go." We're recording.
Really? Oh, okay.
Listen.
Yo, maniacs, listen up
3, 2,
because
1, she
tonight
said.
is the
Oh.
night at Hogan's Hangout for the very first Hulk Hogan bikini contest at Hogan's Hangout. We start at 8 o'clock. Give them the details, brother. You know something, brother? First place, $2,000.
Don't call your
Second
dad
place,
brother.
1,000. Third place, 500. We start at 8.
Give the details, father.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, you know something, son.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't have the same cachet.
p.m. We're gonna roll all night long, and then Nick's gonna spin through the straddle all night. Tonight at Hogan's Hangout, the only place on the beach, bikini contest starting at 8 p.m. What you gonna do?
Okay,
Again with the fist to the camera.
that's his, and look at this beautiful graphic design here.
We need to see who won. We need a picture of the winner.
It wound
they
up being
just got-
it wound up being Hulk Hogan. They couldn't find anybody.
Oh no. In a two-piece.
I love that they're right outside of Hooters. They're across from Hooters, cutting promos about this bikini contest.
With
And
his
he's
John
wearing a
316.
Almost
shirt. A man of God. Him and Ellefson.
Almost grind time at Hogan's Hangout because we got so many bodacious babes lined up for Friday night.
Do you think they were outside the Hooters because they were trying to get the waitresses to join the contest after their shift?
Of course.
Like, I'm curious, like, is there an entry fee for this contest? Oh, no, there is not. Because it's like, I guess how they're making money is they want to get guys there to stare at the chicks,
Only the classiest
dude.
clientele.
Bodacious babes. Is this 1987? Like, what am I watching
Yes,
here?
yes, it is.
Jesus
It
Christ.
definitely is.
Bodacious. Is it radical? They're radical, dude. Cowabunga.
Man, I guess I just don't follow Hulk Hogan because it's just endless promos with his son about Hogan's Hangout. Oh, there's a photo from inside the Hangout. Here's like a meet and greet. And there's a ring in there that's red and yellow. It looks like a boxing ring.
For like
that
little
they
kids.
set up. Yeah. And then all this Hogan merch.
Of course.
There's going to be a Hell in a Cell match with 2 7-year-olds, dude. Right here tonight at Hogan's Hangout. First blood match, brother.
A binky on a pole match.
Loser gets to spend the weekend at Dave Ellefson's house, dude.
Okay, I need to see this video of him and his girlfriend. Like, what are they talking about? What are they talking about?
McGregor is dead and his brother don't know it. His brother is dead and McGregor don't know it. They're both lying dead in the very same bed, and neither one knows that the other is dead. How about McGregor?
Wow, I can't believe I'm sitting in this car with this old fucking geezer and I have no idea what he's saying.
I guess
Was that like a St. Patrick's Day post or something?
Yeah, I guess.
He's trying hard to get whatever money's left in that old corpse, boy. She's digging her heels, man.
He's got all that Gawker money.
Yeah.
So there's
Whatever's
definitely
left
money
of it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever's it was like 150 million or like there's a lot left.
You sure about that? This guy spends money like water. He's like Ric Flair. He just
I know,
has
he
more
lives in-
money.
But he lives at Clearwater Beach. How much money like everything's so fucking cheap.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right. We'll see. Well, she's gonna get half of it, whatever it is. Biding her time.
And then the rest to Tom Cruise.
I'm not going to play the audio because I'm sure it's the same, but I just want to share this video of Hogan shirtless with his son with replica belts. Just very, very sad.
And
His
his son is posing at like making the biceps arm, and he has like no definition
bicep
whatsoever.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's
He's
just
not
beef.
his dad.
He's like a big beefy guy, and he's not fat, but it's like all mass without any definition whatsoever.
It's dad bod without actually being a dad.
Yes.
Like, I think he's the first fail son I've seen to not have like the humility and to actually think he's at the level that his dad was at his age. You know, like you look like get into some shape, buddy.
But in reality, he's at the level that his dad is at this age.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true. It's like it is kind of cute how they have this wonderful relationship now. Where Hulk Hogan has like this midlife crisis where he's trying to be 30 and his 30-year-old son has no identity and is just trying to be his dad's best friend.
His middle-aged son is trying to be where his dad was when he was 30. And it's not working.
Yeah.
They met on the middle of the bell curve at the bottom of it.
Nick Hogan is 32 years old.
Right.
Well, plenty of time to start getting some cuts in those arms. Hit the gym, buddy.
What's Brooke up to now? Is she still doing a singing career, or what's her situation?
No, I don't think so. I haven't really heard much about her, honestly.
Was she one of the contestants in the bikini contest? Or the karaoke contest? It could go either way.
She's expecting her first child with her hotelier husband, Miles Pitt.
Oh.
I guess she was also on Australia's Next Top Model. Oh, wait, no, this is a different Brooke Hogan. Sorry. Different Brooke Hogan.
Do you think she like woke up one day to like a bunch of Google alerts about this and was like, wait a minute, have I forgotten I have an amazing life? Oh, crap, it's that other one again. Damn it.
The most recent Brooke Hogan, Hulk Hogan's daughter news story I found is Hulk Hogan's daughter, Brooke, is ready for Christmas with skimpy bikini photo drop.
Oh, my God.
So, you know,
is that
important
recent
stuff.
or like from years ago?
From last November.
Okay. Good for her. She's still trying.
There's one from May, from a few days ago, of her in a bikini. So she's still putting out the bikini photos.
Yeah, but she was at the contest.
You're right. She might just be getting ready.
Yeah.
I wonder
think
if
she
Hogan
showed up and like her dad forgot that was his daughter, and
I was just gonna say, like, I wonder if Hogan is as creepy about Brooke as Trump is about Ivanka.
Oh.
Probably not, but maybe,
I bet he
maybe
is.
somewhere. Maybe he understands the plight.
Vagina.
He understands that.
Oh, man,
Vagina.
this one photo of Brooke looks like she's holding a vagina.
Vagina.
Look,
What?
Oh yeah,
Wow, that's Photoshop.
it's like a Georgia O'Keeffe hat. What the fuck is going on there?
She looks like an anime. Or like
Brooke
any
Hogan.
female country singer.
She's definitely the most attractive member of the Hogan clan, though. We could say that.
more attractive than Linda. I can't find her attractive just because her face looks too much like her dad.
Agreed.
So it kind of ruined. Like she does have a great body and everything, but like it's just the face kills it for me.
Right, I agree.
So you never, even in his prime, you never found Hulkster bangable.
Was it the baldness?
I think because I was such a Hulkamaniac.
It was too. He was in the friend zone. You put him in the friend
Yeah,
zone.
it's too like he was like my coach, like he was like my big brother.
You never saw him sexually.
Yeah,
Same
Ultimate
goes for
Warrior
me.
though I did
Oh,
see
no.
sexually.
Well, he was
I
too
was very
crazy to
turned
be a
on by
coach.
him.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know him personally. He didn't tell me anything about saying my prayers or eating my vitamins.
Did you
Nick Hogan
imagine
never
that?
did it for me. No, Sid. Go
Did you
ahead.
envision getting gorilla pressed by the Ultimate Warrior, or like rough you up a little bit?
No, nothing like that.
So you wanted him to tenderly make love to you, or
No, I feel like I may
You were
have
too
mentioned this
young.
on the show. Yeah, like it wasn't. I like my feelings towards him was I just wanted to tickle him.
oh, you did mention that. Yeah.
Yes, I feel like that's how I expressed my
That's cute.
sexual desire.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed. Like I was fucking 5-6 years old. I didn't have a
okay.
context.
I was thinking more like 8 or 9. I didn't realize you were 5 or 6.
Maybe 8 or 9. I'm thinking. No, it was WrestleMania 5. No, so it was the
The one with
It's-
Hulk
it was-
Hogan was WrestleMania 6.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like the moment I'm thinking of was like it was actually the Royal Rumble before WrestleMania 5 when Ultimate Warrior and Ravishing Rick Rude, another Rob favorite, they had a pose down, which is the most fucking homoerotic thing you have ever seen in pro wrestling. Like they're literally oiling down and all that like what am I don't know.
Each other.
Rob,
No.
you want to?
Well, I believe Bobby Heenan oiled down
Yeah.
Rick Rude.
Rob, so he was like the cuck. He had to prepare the man meat for the other person. Rob, I want to ask you. So, could you explain to people who may not listen to watch wrestling, in our audience listening to this, what a pose down is in the context of wrestling?
It's literally just ew, get this woman out of here.
Vagina.
Too much vagina on the screen right now.
It's literally just one guy goes up and does muscle poses.
It's
I don't
like
want to show video.
bodybuilders do.
Yeah. And then like the crowd cheers or boos. And then the other guy goes and does his poses. And the crowd cheers or boos.
It's really similar to Hogan's Hangout Bikini Contest.
Yeah, it's very much a bikini contest for men. And then at the end of it, as seen in this GIF, Bobby Heenan sprays the Warrior with the lube, and Rick Rude attacks him with one of his like pump up things, and then
Bars.
the Ultimate Warrior was knocked out on the ground. And he turns around and he's just like breathing heavily. And this was at the point where I remember being like the equivalent of aroused
Wow.
and thinking like, oh, I would really like to tickle him right now.
Even then, you were the top. You wanted to top Ultimate Warrior, but
That's right.
The only vocabulary you had for topping somebody was through tickling.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, I just noticed something. I've watched that clip a billion times, just being a fan of at the time, because they would replay it like to pump up the feud and everything. I just noticed Bobby Heenan comes in to spray him with the bottle in the face. He no-sold it. He just stood-
100%.
What?
Oh yeah.
He like raises his arms up after the match as if he's impervious to.
I can still see.
That's fucked up, man. No selling that. That's supposed to be why you got knocked out.
Rude.
Rick Rude. Rude person. Appropriate name.
Do you ever do tickling now, Rob? Have you worked that into?
No, I'm not into tickling. I'm not. That's not like a fetish.
Yeah, I
don't like it.
I took it as you just had that was your child stand-in for your burgeoning feelings.
Yeah, like I just didn't know. I didn't understand what I was feeling, and the only it was like I wanted to be intimate with him, and that was like the only intimate thing I could think of.
But wouldn't that be like a very beautiful full circle moment for you if you like just found a dude on Grindr who's like jacked and oiled up, and he'd come over and just let you tickle him?
But I'm not. That wasn't what. It wasn't the tickling that was turning the idea of the tickling.
I understand, but still, just to be able to say that you fulfilled young Rob's fantasy.
There's a poetic tinge to it.
I feel like you want this for me more than I want this for me.
Oh, for
sure. Do it for Sid and do it for the story.
All right. Okay. Next opportunity. Next muscle guy I come with. I'm like, look, before you go, I just want you to know when I was a kid, I had this weird thing where I want to tickle a muscle guy. Can I just tickle you for my podcast?
Wait. What's this before you go? That's the first thing that happens when he shows up. That's why he's there.
It's probably like the 17th weird thing he's heard all day. You were talking about the stuff last week, remember? They just make stuff up. What was it? I can't remember what you said. They don't have no kids. They make stuff up because they have all the time on their hands. What was that?
Well, this was on our Patreon.
On our Patreon,
right. I don't remember what it was.
It's a good teaser.
What it was what sub fetish we were talking about exactly, but yeah. I remember now. It was injecting your balls with saline. How could I forget?
Rob comes in and tickles them.
All right.
Well, I have not done that. I want to be clear. I want to put this into context. Yes. I'm just saying this is an extreme thing. No, I would never. I would never inject myself with anything. I'm not.
No.
I do not like
needles.
No, I can't do it.
I
I can do it with something else, but.
I highly recommend listening to that last Patreon episode. I was cackling with laughter from that.
It goes up on Monday.
Yeah, definitely sign up and get access to that.
Yeah, patreon.com/RIPLivecast, $5 a month gets you access to 2 bonus episodes every month, including this one coming up on Monday. It's basically a whole extra episode. We do a bunch of links that we haven't gotten to. Most of them have like weird sexual things. One guy sued a woman for being in the friend zone. Dusty Rhodes Buffalo with a very important question that will interrupt my plug. Rob, would you tickle Kerry Von Erich's prosthetic foot? Well, he wouldn't feel it.
Right.
Well, he's dead, but the foot still exists somewhere.
I definitely had a crush on Kerry Von Erich though at the time. When he debuted as Texas Tornado, he was doing it for me.
Bit of a horse face.
Definitely, 100%.
In a good way, like Sarah Jessica Parker, or in a bad way?
I'd say a bad.
It works for him.
I think the horse face works for her too. I think she looks.
Well,
she's
for
very
her,
pretty.
yes.
She's very pretty. But is a horse face.
I think for him, like he just looked like a stallion in every which way. Like he had the physique of a stallion.
He had horse teeth too.
When he spoke, it was he spoke like it was a big turnoff. Just sit there and look pretty.
Yeah. He's a big dope. I'm Kerry Von Erich. I can't really do a good impression, but it comes off very dumb.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say, in addition to the sex links, we debuted a new song meme.
Oh, that's right.
That you'll have to listen to. I'm hoping it can migrate over into this one, but I want everyone to see the Patreon first.
Yeah, we'll play it next. We'll try to play it next week.
It's right up there with "So Cold in the D" and several other songs, and "Smell Your Dick."
My back. Which, by the way, on the topic of my neck, my back, I was walking my dog the other morning.
Oh no! Can't imagine where this is
going. So I walk my dog. There's a school like half a mile away from my place, and
but you're legally not allowed to go by there.
Right. The train stop for the school, like the children will have to pass my house to go to the school from the train stop. So there's like some small playground, and it's like half hour before school starts or whatever. So it's like 7:30 in the morning, let's say. And these kids are just loitering. Well, I guess they're not. I mean, they're in a public park. It's fine. Blasting Kaya, my neck, my back. These kids are like 15. And in a way, I was like, aren't you too young to be hearing this? In a way, I was like, it's so beautiful to see the next generation learning about the classics.
Well, let me tell you, I as you know, I'm one of my many hats that I wear is a softball umpire, and I do some of the high school games around New York City. And I think
they put their back into it.
Well, I've mentioned this off the air to you guys, but they do these chants like either in the dugout when their teammate is up, they do a chant like, LEADOFF. She's the leadoff hit. You pick them up because you do so many of these games, so I know all these chants. One of the chants they reappropriated the fucking Kaya song. It's like so and so's name is at bat. Hit the ball with the bat. Like it's just like that. But
Nice.
they changed the words around to be softball related.
That's awesome. And the version that you heard playing in the schoolyard, Rob, was it the edited version or the uncensored?
No, uncensored, blasting. I was across the street from the park. The
edited version is pretty dirty too.
Did you start twerking, Rob, when you heard it? You like against the fence?
Yeah, just instinctively. I couldn't help it. It's like my body has no control. It's just play the song. It's a trance, really.
Vagina.
So glad we have that as a new soundbite.
Her cat was named Vagina.
And really, we have a whole year and a half worth of new Trump sound bites to look forward to, because clearly the media is going to give him as much of a platform as he wants. That dumb town hall did monster ratings. I think it did like 3 million people, which is unbelievably high for CNN. Like CNN gets like 400,000 people average an hour or less. So for that, they're going to have him back.
They're doing horribly, but better than Dave Ellefson's Spotify numbers still. So they at least have that going for them.
That's in fact how they do their comparisons, like Fox News, MSNBC,
the Ellefson scale.
Yeah. So what was the top of the month thing that we did on our Patreon, by the way?
Vagina.
Was that the Clifford watch along or no?
No. Let's see. Let's go to our Patreon right now.
Oh, the Metallica 72 Seasons.
Yes, of course. We listened to and watched some music videos from the new Metallica album, and we gave it a fair and honest review. Yes. So we hope you like it.
And then Jason Newsted came on and said we were wrong and we weren't
like,
complimentary enough.
He was great, though, when we had him on the show back in the day. So, bless his heart. Bless his mother, bless his father.
We should get him back on and see what else he'll defend.
Let's see our Spotify music picks of the week. Every week we each pick a song. We throw in a Spotify playlist. We call it the RIP Livecast Music Break. And this week I went back, since new metal is in vogue. It's very, very, like this weekend, today in Las Vegas, there's a new metal festival called Sick New World.
Oh God!
System of a Down is headlining. It's their only. This is their only show they're playing apparently all year. Wow. But then like every band is on there. Even like some Ministry is on there. Mr. Bungle. So
this is like a legit thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was a Live Nation.
How come you're not going?
Well, I didn't want to pay for it. It was like $300 for one day.
Knotfest couldn't hook you up. They don't have any Slipknot adjacent acts.
No, they could have hooked me up, but I didn't.
You're picking your spots.
Picking my spots. That's right. I didn't want to go that bad, but I would have gone anyway. But with that, and also with the all the Disturbed stories that we've been talking about, I was like, how did I ever like Disturbed? Like, it didn't, like, did I ever like Disturbed? What was wrong with me almost? And so I went back and I listened to the first Disturbed record, which in terms of my fandom of Disturbed was probably the peak of my fandom, because I feel with every release, it felt like less and less good. And I want to say that the first album, it does hold up. The weakest track on the album, I think, is Stupefy, because it's so silly. It's become such a meme.
Mm-hmm.
But what I remember really liking about Disturbed at the time, and really there wasn't, I knew that there were bands that I liked that weren't great. I knew Limp Bizkit wasn't a great band, but I just liked them because they were fun. But System of a Down, I thought were great. It was actually great music. It was a level above all the other stuff I was listening to. And I remember at the time feeling like this Disturbed stuff was also at that System of a Down level. And I'm listening to it now, and I think what it was is this Disturbed record in a weird way is the first time I ever heard power metal, because it's very melodic. It's the most power metal-y new metal album you will listen to. It's very melodic. He does clean singing. And some of the stuff, like his silly vocal style, works for. Some of it does not work for. There's a few tracks that don't. But there's still a few really good songs. And the one that I picked was the one that always got stuck in my head, The Game. So there you go, David D. Rainman. It's not about
time to play the game.
I didn't know they covered Motorhead.
But there are really bad. There's one song called Dropping Plates.
Oh, I remember.
So bad.
I remember making fun of that when that album came out.
I don't think I've ever heard a Disturbed song other than a single on the radio or something.
Well,
You're not missing anything.
A lot of the songs on The Sickness were singles, so you're familiar with most of the record.
Okay. I remember Stupefy. I remember when we did our BCR radio show in college, we did an on the spot ad lib parody of that song called Stupid Pots. And it was the the Russian guys just singing Stupid Pots. You are just one stupid pots.
What?
That's all I remember. That's all I remember.
Sid, what did you pick?
This is a weird one for me. I was down some Wikipedia rabbit hole earlier this week, and I discovered that 2 or 3 years ago, the pop singer Halsey did a song where the music for this song is just a sample of a track by the band Brand New. I guess she was a big fan of Brand New, and she sampled one of their B-sides and just sang over it. It's a duet between Halsey and Alanis Morissette called Alanis's Interlude, and it's actually not bad. It's not bad for what it is, and it samples a really good Brand New song. I think Brand New is still canceled, or at least the lead singer is, so he's not capitalizing on this in any way, but it's probably one of the only
some songwriting.
Yeah, he got credit for it.
Yeah.
And it's not a terrible song. It's very interesting. So
Halsey is good. Her last album was produced by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. And
she seems to have very good taste in music. Her own music, hit or miss.
Yeah,
but she's at least into cool shit.
When you first said Brand New, I thought you said Brand Nubian. She did.
That would make more sense to me. Maybe that's on the next album.
Yeah, I should play some Brand Nubian.
What's your pick?
What did you pick, Darren?
Oh, well, I was on the train the other day, and I heard this dude. He came in with a bass, an electric bass. He was carrying around a little amp, and he started playing and singing a Bobby Caldwell song. And I was like, oh, wow, I haven't heard that guy in a while, and I liked him, growing up and stuff. And he's an old soul singer, from the 70s, just soul and R&B, adult contemporary R&B. But I wound up going to listen to his stuff, and I learned two things that I was unaware of. One of them is that he died in March. March, R.I.P. a legend. And the other thing is that he became a TikTok meme because there's a bunch of black people who would do a reaction to his songs and discover that he's a white guy. And it's all these black dudes going I can't believe this is a white guy singing this song. So Bobby Caldwell is a meme. And the song I played was What You Won't Do for Love. And that's probably his biggest hit, which I usually stay away from doing. But it's such a definitive song. And it's also the song the guy was singing on the train. So I said, I should probably put the inspiration from me thinking about Bobby Caldwell. And that's a great song. Wonderful song, wonderful artist. And R.I.P. I had no idea that he died. I didn't even think he was that old, to be honest. He was 71. So I was completely unaware, and it got me listening to a lot of his shit again. He's like a solo Hall & Oates, sort of.
Oh, okay.
But more soulful, I would say, like less poppy and more soulful, but still poppy.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler in the chat says that he looks like Fisher Stevens, so I just looked it up, and yeah, it's not that far off.
He looks a little bit like Stephen Colbert, I think, also. Slightly.
So even beyond being white, he looks like the way he looks makes it even more unlikely that he would sound the way he sounds.
He's like a geeky white guy.
Yeah. Like Robin Thicke, I'd sort of believe just based on how he looks that he would maybe sound like that as a white guy. This guy, not as much.
Yeah, you have to listen to it. It'll even enhance your shock even more because guy's just got one of the most smoothest, wonderful voices you've ever heard in an R&B singer. He's also sampled by a lot of. He's like one of those guys that did so much stuff other than what he put out. Like he wrote that, that song "Next Time I Fall in Love," Peter Cetera, whatever.
Yeah.
He wrote that. He wrote a bunch of songs for other artists. He's been sampled 1 billion times by like Nas and Biggie Smalls and like all these other artists. He's like one of the most sampled R&B guys. Like he's more famous. The songs he's been sampled in are more famous than anything he did.
Huh. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and of course I want to talk about our top Livecast fans of the week. If you want to throw us a few extra bones on Patreon, $10 a month gets you a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now.
I think you know how you have to do this, Rob.
I just want to say, Eric, maybe you need to back off and stop talking about Benjamin and Dan R. It's been 30 years. Maybe fuck off. And I tried to tell Sam I am. Just give me a few minutes. I'll talk to my lawyers. The problems between me and Mindy Mays Kippa, they're going to be resolved. We can go to Massachusetts and resume the tour. But no, you know what Hugo Deluxe Tacos said to me? He said, "You're fired. You're worse than Lando Danks." And I said, "Lando Danks? You mean like the guy who got caught with LaCroix on FaceTime?" And he said, "Worse. You're like Corey and Scotty H." And I said, "I'm no Doug. I am no pig man." And I went to Douglas and I said, "Who are you, Levison?" And he said, "Hey guys, it's Josh."
All right, that was a good one. That was our show. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I think we're also going to be on at 11 next week. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we'll see you then.
Vagina.
Bye, everybody.